Call the meeting to order. Please welcome, and please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any additions to the agenda? No, seeing none. I have no remarks. Open public comment. I don't see any of that. Town administrator report. Madam, you're on.
Okay. I completed a very competitive grant application for $10,000 for a grant to offset the expense of the temporary traffic lights that are on the agenda for the highway. However, after reading on, this grant will be awarded to only one community. So it's a long shot, but I did try to obtain funding for that. So if we hear on it, I would think it would probably be the next few weeks. Municipal Solid Waste Services request for proposal. I proposed it, put that together, and that went out in the mail today to 9 contractors so that we can get it back for the last meeting in July, because I think the time crunch is going to be the end of July to notify Casella. The AEDs came in and have been dispersed. I moved the case that was near the town clerk's office into the lobby, and the downstairs case will need to be installed soon, as it's going to have to be installed in concrete wall. So that'll be challenging, but we'll get it done. Regional policing meeting. There's a meeting that's going to be held this Friday, 1:30 to 2:30 at the Old Ferry Road location in Brattleboro. I don't know if anyone's interested in going to it. I will be going. I wasn't available previously, but I will be going this Friday if anyone else is interested.
Okay.
Let me know, and I will let them know that you're coming. Time off. I will be out of the office June 24th, 27th, July 1st, and half the day on the 3rd. My daughter's coming home from the Marines, and I'm going to spend some time with her. She's going to go back. And that's all I have.
Thank you very much. Okay, minute approval. We have May 21st and special informational meeting the 29th.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we accept the minutes for the regular meeting on Tuesday, May 21st, and our special informational meeting on May 29th, as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Jeff?
Aye to the Tuesday meeting,
Oh.
and I was absent the
Yeah.
Wednesday meeting.
So, sorry, I should have split them.
No.
All right.
Do you want me to change that motion? They should have been separate?
Yeah, that would probably be better.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll change that to, I move that we accept the minutes of the regular select board meeting on Tuesday, May 21st, as written.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Jeff?
Aye.
Brendan?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain. Okay.
I move that we accept the minutes for the select board special informational meeting on Wednesday, May 29th, as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Jeff?
Abstain.
Brendan?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, warrant.
I move that we approve payment of the following warrant. 24T, accounts payable, $421,027.16, which is half of the school rental and also the pond road maintenance work. 23S payroll, $10,965.07. 24S payroll, $9,846.79. And ratify 23T, accounts payable, $42,830.79. 21S payroll, $10,239.27, and 22S payroll, $10,484.95.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, new business. You're up.
Good evening, Madam Chairman and members of the board. I have a cemetery deed for Sally May in the North Cemetery for cremation lots and corner markers for a total of $600, and I would request board approval.
What?
Do we need a motion?
We do.
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Jeff?
Aye.
Rita?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And the motion carries.
And I will pass this around for signing so I can expedite getting it in the May. What?
And while we're signing, the local hazard mitigation plans proposal.
Who doesn't have black pen?
I got something on that hazard mitigation
Okay.
plan. I surveyed the planning commission
Mhm.
and, the majority of the planning commission favored using Windham Regional, to do that. I'd like to pitch for them too. I've seen the work that they do on hazard plans for other towns. And the Alyssa Sabetto is the senior planner over there and does a really, really good job on these hazard plans. And so the planning commission recommends to the select board that we choose Windham Regional for the bid.
All right, what is your pleasure?
They've proposed a lot more hours into it than the others.
Yes, yes, they did. And I think realistically too, because they have been through it. And when you do a hazard mitigation plan, it's not so much the working on the plan, but you have to submit that afterwards and wait for FERC to say, I bless you.
Yeah.
And that's the trick. And they've been really, really successful at that.
I think they did our last one, right?
Yes.
What's your pleasure, dear?
Madam Chair,
Yes, madam.
I move that we go with the Planning Commission's recommendation of using Windham Regional Commission for our hazard mitigation plan.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Jim?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Fuel bids. David?
You guys got a copy of everything?
Here we do.
I would recommend Bob's Fuel for the heating. It's actually cheaper than what we're paying this year. And for gas and diesel, AR Sandry. And that's by rack price.
Is that branded premium to the case?
So with Sandry's, says plus tax, that's still gonna be less than Bob's?
Bob's is even with tax. There, because on that fuel, we have to pay the tax no matter what.
All right, so Bob's is gonna be 50 cents plus tax.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Just want to compare apples with
Yep.
apples.
Have we used Bob's before?
This will be the first year.
Okay, who have we been using?
This last year, it was Sandry. Trying to remember, we've used Coda and Coda,
Mm-hmm.
Barrows and Fisher.
Where's Bob's fuel out of?
Winchester.
Winchester.
I've been buying fuel from them lately.
We
Have
can,
any problems?
we do two,
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
nothing, not he gets.
Okay, what's your pleasure, board?
You're recommending Bob's, right?
Yep. Yep.
I move
For
that
heating
we
oil.
go with that. What?
For heating oil.
For
Yeah, for
heating
heating
oil.
oil, yeah.
Sandry for
And Sandry for,
diesel, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
okay, is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, motion carries, thank you. Thank you for having such a clear list. Okay, highway ARPA request.
Yep. One,
Do I need an appointment to be here, or will I be able to speak?
Yeah, you're,
Okay, I don't know, I'm new with this, I've met with you guys once before,
yeah,
and it's pertaining to that, so I didn't know if I had a separate appointment to be, or if I could speak for a moment. When you're done doing what you're doing, I'm not trying to interrupt, but I just wanna make sure, otherwise I'll leave if I don't have a right to speak today.
you can speak.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Dave.
Okay. Trench box.
What is a trench box?
It's where when we're digging over 5 feet, when we're down the hole, next to walls.
Keeps you alive.
And this trench box, we can keep adding to it. It's not just a solid one, it's all panels. It's something you can put together and down the road, we'll just keep adding to it.
Okay, board, what's your pleasure?
How often are you gonna use it?
Most of the times when we're doing the culvert work.
Shelley, do you have a balance on the ARPA money?
I do not. I'm sure we probably still have close to 250,000.
Would this qualify for ARPA funding?
It's, yeah, up to your discretion.
The way this reads, is it just for the, that, or does it count that traffic light, traffic signal?
Two separate.
Two separate, okay,
Two
good,
separate,
all right.
yeah.
You used these before? And you recommend them?
Yep.
All right, can we say, based on whether or not we have ARPA funding, because we don't know what the balance on the ARPA funding is, but I want to make a motion that we accept this and we make sure that ARPA funds cover it. If the ARPA funds don't cover it, I think we should bring it back and decide whether or not what funding we want to use for it. Does that make sense?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Highways. Did you want the traffic signal?
If we can,
So that's another 23,000?
Is that for one traffic signal? That's for two.
because they gotta communicate with each other.
Oh,
Be just like a flagger, but it-
yep, understand.
You have to stop both directions.
They pull behind a pickup, Dave, they're pretty portable, easy
Nope.
to set. Oh, no.
it's, the base is no bigger than probably that table right there. You stand it up and it's all battery operated.
So you throw it in the back of a pickup, you're saying?
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
Is it like the one you see over in Guilford when you're driving through
Oh,
Guilford?
you're right here.
Just says how fast you're supposed to go and how fast you're
Similar
going.
to that, but it's be a regular traffic
It's a
light.
traffic light
Stop
to
and go,
actually
so.
stop the
So
traffic
you-
when they're working.
Yeah.
Those guys are.
Gotcha.
It does not have the arm that comes down, it's just the red, yellow, and green.
This is as opposed to having somebody stand out there with a sign.
I can see that even when you're doing jobs, just you guys, and don't have a big company in, that this would be
Right.
Yep.
good
That's,
protection.
it's more for us than.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And again, this is ARPA funding.
Mhm.
And this is the grant that Shelley did apply for if
Yeah,
possible.
10,000 towards it to offset it, but it is very competitive and there's only one grant to be awarded.
Okay. Where would we get the rest of the money for? What would that come out of, general fund?
We
That-
are not budgeted for this type of purchase, and so that's why we're looking at ARPA funding, 'cause it's up to your discretion what you want to use it for.
Okay. I think it's a good idea.
Make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we, based on, that we have ARPA funding, we approve the purchase of the portable traffic light signal.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there further discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And motion carries. Okay, highway sign,
Is that t-shirt for special occasion?
highway sign policy.
Okay, so this is the policy I was asked to compose to accommodate the installation of the neighborhood watch signs. It's up to your discretion. It gives you a lot of leeway. This was dictated by the town attorney, the verbiage, and I sent it to him, so that's what he recommended. So it's up to the board whether or not you choose to approve and adopt it.
What is your pleasure?
So, discussion now, any discussion? See, my take on this was that it referenced those laws and statutes, which is, speaks to me that that's what we should be following. That we shouldn't make something that does not follow those. Which, I did not read that whole manual that David has, but I'm going on what you said, that the clearance is to be 7 feet. And I know that we were shown pictures of signs that were smaller than that, but my understanding also is that existing signs, markings shall be valid until such time as they are replaced. Which I take that to be they're okay now. When they're replaced, they need to go to the legal height. So the policy is fine, but it doesn't speak to me that you would still be able to put neighborhood watch signs below our street signs.
I can add to that.
Yeah.
If you read the state statute that it cites, it gives the select board discretion when it comes to constructing and anything to do with the town's roads, and that falls underneath that umbrella within that same guideline. And so that's how it was described to me by the town's attorney. So it gives you leeway to make an exception if you choose to do so.
Yeah, it just essentially says we have authority for that particular part of traffic safety. I read through the manual. Huh.
Yeah, I didn't read that. I read enough state law that I was
Get
like.
lost in it.
But I could see where that could be a consideration for one spot. But we're now talking about multiple spots all over town. I'm
Yeah.
not good with that.
All right, don't stop me if I'm wrong here, but this isn't a policy that says they can put up the signs, it's just a policy that says we can make a ruling on whether they put up the sign. That we have the authority to do that.
Correct.
That's what this says, and I think
Right.
that concept is a good idea. Now, whether you guys wanna vote for the signs or not,
That's another,
that's
another issue, but
yeah.
this doesn't mean they can automatically do it.
That's correct, yes, but I think this is a good idea. At least it lays it out. Right now, it's kind of nebulous. If you take a look at it, there's just, depending on where you look, it's like got different language, it's, and this would clear it up.
So what is your pleasure, Cory?
Madam Chair, I move we approve the highway sign policy as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there further discussion? All those in favor, Jeff? Randy?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Okay. We use mine and sign it. Is that?
Are you doing?
Okay, junkyard permit, Mr. Shippee.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to see you sitting still.
Alex ain't too happy about it. I'm supposed to be on duty right now. So I don't know what was given to you.
I did everything.
Okay. So my father's junkyard started in the 60s. You go through the town records, you can see where it's been approved for years and years and years. He's now 89 years old. I forget, was it 08 the last year that he ran?
I think
forget.
so. May have been something,
Whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway,
roughly around that
he
time.
stopped renewing it. So as of April, he gave me permission to start cleaning it up. And some lovely neighbor decided because I'm cleaning it up that they should turn me into the state because there's no active junkyard permit there anymore. So I was given a letter that I have until July 17th to get it down to 3 cars or less. Which the guy from the state says he'll work with me, but I mean, getting it down to 3 is, be like asking Jeff not to have more than 10 pounds of cow manure on his property. It's just not gonna happen. So I'm not looking to bring cars in or anything. It's just the state statute says I can only have up to 3 cars there that aren't registered.
What?
So your intent is to fully clean it up?
I'm
or-
over time, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Not by July.
Yeah.
no, no, and it'll probably be next summer before I get to that point. I mean, there's a lot of
What's
stuff
the-
up
What's the
there.
guy's name from the state? Did Tim?
No.
Alright.
Was it Vincent?
I want to say it was
I'm
Vincent.
pretty sure it was Vincent.
Last name begins
He
with a
seems
D.
decent, but I'm sorry, I don't really trust the government too much, so he's asked me to give him documents that I don't wanna give him because I just, it just sucks that it's been sitting there dormant for 30 years, and now that I'm trying to clean it up, somebody's complained and now the state's involved.
Do you think somebody would be glad if you were gonna clean it up regardless?
You know how people are.
I do. I have neighbors too.
My neighborhood, we got a horse person, and somebody new moved into the neighborhood and complained that his horse is shit in the road when he's going down the road. So I mean, you know, just like my neighbors complained about the gravel pits that were there before they moved into the neighborhood. So, you know, people are people.
So,
So I'm not looking to continue it. I need time to be able to. The issue is, there's a lot of old stuff out there, like there's a 57 or 58 Ford retractable, they only made the car for 3 years. I need time, I'm not gonna scrap that, I need time to figure out where and how to get rid of it, and there's probably, I don't know, 150 cars like that. So, I'm not gonna scrap them, and get, $100 for them if they've got $1,000, $2,000 worth of value. It's just stupid.
So the renewal of that license will give you time to do that?
Give me time to deal with everything.
3 years,
5.
5 years?
I put 5 on there.
Okay.
I could change it if you choose to do so.
I mean, it's been there for
Forever.
my whole life.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it's-
I drove cars around the junkyard when I was 7, so it's been there for a while.
Yeah, nowadays,
I sent it in an email 'cause it
there's
came
old-
after the fact.
buried junkyards and, it's, saying that something's been there forever isn't
Well, I
100% an
understand that.
excuse.
But I mean, as far as if somebody's worried about, contamination or something, everything's been there for 30 years. Whatever leaked, and,
I'm dry.
right, nature's already taken care of whatever might have happened.
So
Oh,
renewing
there
a
it is.
permit for some length of time would satisfy
Yeah.
Vincent and,
Well, it'll have to, because then I'm in compliance because I have a permit.
And the only reason he was giving you grief was because you didn't have that permit.
Somebody turned me in. The state, his version of what I understood, the state doesn't go looking for this. They only go after complaints. They're
Okay.
obligated to follow complaints. That's the only reason anything's happening, because he drove by my house with 17 cars in the yard that are all visible from the road, and not a one of them are, well, I shouldn't say not a one of them. There's more than 3 that ain't registered, and he said tow companies are exempt. Because I was like, you can't even see these cars. They're 300 feet from the road.
What's your pleasure?
And there's
I
no
think we
brooks
have
or
to have
anything
a
anywhere
permit.
near it.
I'm not crazy about 5 years, honestly. More than a year anyways. to be fair.
I mean, a year isn't gonna,
3?
three should.
Okay.
And if it doesn't, then I'll be back
Back
here.
knocking on the door, yeah.
But 1 year definitely won't.
Change it to 3?
Yeah, I changed it to 3. That works
A
for
little
It's
everyone.
longer
written
than
as 3
July,
right
though.
now, isn't it?
It's
Huh?
just,
It's a
it's
little
typed, but I
longer
can
than
change
just
it.
July.
Yeah.
It's changeable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, ultimately, I just wanna end up being legal. So if I say, yeah, a year will work, I'll be back here in a year because it's not gonna happen in a year.
Okay. Shelley's wanting to change it to 3.
Yeah.
Type 3. So we need a motion to approve and sign the certificate for location of the salvage yard. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, NorthStar Tax Stabilization Agreement. I believe you all have a copy of it?
Yes, so this is the agreement that was previously discussed. This was composed by NorthStar's attorney and Mr. DiCarlo. And he emailed it to me. I sent it to our attorney to review. There was a couple of minor changes made, and this is the final product. And I asked if it was possible for their CEO to get it signed so that we could move it along.
What is your pleasure?
I went by and checked with the listers on this, and they said it's a good price,
They
it's
were believing.
good for the town.
Same as we had.
I have a signed copy, and the one you gave me to sign, yes, it has Scott's
Oh,
signature.
oh, you know
This
what?
has
So
Scott's date on it.
I'll sign the
Yep.
copy I have, okay. If
That
you
must have
motion.
been, that must have been my original copy before I sent it. Sorry.
Just a continuation, correct, Shelley?
Yeah, it's a continuation
Yes.
for 2 years. It's
You
what
need a
we
motion for
had
that?
discussed.
I'd like to move that we sign this
Just
agreement,
approve it.
approve this agreement.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
I'm an aye. And now we'll sign it. And we needed one signature. Town clerk and treasurer computer replacement.
So the town clerk's computer is making very loud noise and, so we called IT and were informed that we have several computers that need to be replaced. So here it is, the end of the year, and there's enough in the fund to replace two. So I'd like to replace two, Tim's and Cindy's, as they are the oldest. And we'll do two in the next budget, because I think that's what we're budgeted for. And then going into budget season, I'll look and see what else needs to be replaced and maybe budget for a couple more. Forget how many need replacing and how many just need updates, but I can get that information at a later date when it's more applicable.
Board, what is your pleasure?
How long they lasting? Like how old would it be?
2019,
5 years.
2017, about 5 years,
Mhm.
roughly.
Oh, what you do.
Yeah, 3 to 5 is pretty standard on a system like that.
Mm.
The bearings in the fan starts going, it's where they feel.
Madam Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve replacement of the town clerk and treasurer's computers.
Is there a second? Is there further discussion? All those in favor, Jeff? Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
I,
Jane?
Aye.
And I, the motion carries. Contract for law enforcement services.
This is just our annual contract that needs to be signed.
Mhm.
Any different than the last one? No, same,
I
they
don't think so, I think
change anything up?
The
Pretty
money and
much.
the hours are the same.
it's the correct figure, that much I'm aware of. However, if there's anything that you see that you would like changed,
What's your pleasure, board?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Was the select board, did the select board direct the sheriff's department to work 7 to 4 when, those 5 years that they only worked 7 to 4 Monday through Friday? was-
Actually, they did,
Why?
because there were members that wanted them in town when the kids were in school.
So are we still doing that?
No,
Good.
no.
Well, everybody knew we didn't have PD after 4 o'clock and you'd get past, somebody doing 100 because they knew we had no PD at 8 o'clock at night.
No, you'll see them
I've seen them more
evenings,
and more at different
weekends.
hours lately,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I do know, because my mother worked here, they do get grant money and they do put in extra hours in different areas, so,
Yeah.
but to me, that made no sense at all because everybody knew we had no
Agree.
PD after 4 o'clock.
I agree.
Okay, board, what is your decision on this? Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Chair,
Jim.
come back and pick it up Tuesday.
I move that we sign the contract with the Windham County Sheriff's Office
Is there a
as
second?
presented.
second.
Okay. All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
I,
Jean?
Aye.
Thank you, the motion carries. Did you pass that on to Jean, please? I mean to Sharon. Windham Solid Waste Management District Select Board Rep. Sandra Rulowich.
So we need a rep from the select board, and it was tabled a couple times because we did not have a full board.
Okay, so we need someone from the select board.
Tom was our last representative.
Everybody's hiding their faces.
It's a once a month meeting commitment.
once a month,
When do you know what their regular meeting time is?
I can't remember. Honestly. I feel like it's a
But if the
Thursday.
main rep is absent, the alternative rep has complete voting rights.
We went with that one for a while until Tom stepped up, so.
I wish I knew when.
Can we rotate through it?
Putting everybody on the list. We're all guilty.
I can't remember if it's Thursday nights.
Yeah, BOS representative, select board.
First Thursday.
What's that?
It should be select board for representative.
The Windham Solid Waste Management District meets the second Thursday of each month at 7
Second
o'clock.
Thursday, okay. I was off by 1 week, but it was Thursday.
Second Thursday.
I can see you all just chomping at the bit to do this.
I'll do
Thank you.
If they need an alternate, I'll do an alternate.
Sandra's the alternate.
I'll say,
Yeah.
okay.
it. I understand she wants to be the alternate too.
Yes.
So you want to pass that back to Shelley, she'll forward and, all those in, I'll make the
Do you
motion.
want me to write
You
this
put
on?
Jim Pinkerton
I
on.
can fill it in.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you very
Thanks
much.
for taking one for the team.
Mr. Pasterford,
Yes,
is it a short thing?
very short.
Okay.
And impressed that you remember my name. Completely ignoring this Vermont Supreme Court ruling June of 2023 that you are no longer liable for your dog biting someone. The Newfane District Court found me liable for $125,000. So that's what ended up happening with it. May 5th, I had a massive stroke and was airlifted to Dartmouth. And halfway through my recovery, Vermont canceled my insurance. So I'm sitting on like $20,000 with medical bills. Last time I met with you, you guys required me or requested, I'm not sure of the wording, to have a fence up by July 1st. I've had quotes of $8,000 to $12,000 to do it. So unless the select board would like to find it in the budget to put a fence up for me, I would like a reprieve of like a year if I could to do that. I mean, my dog's never been an issue before or since. So I'm hoping that you could just, give me a year, to buy me a year of time, because the quote was a lot higher than I thought it was gonna be. And like I said, I'm looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, I'm gonna fight the $125,000 liability for the dog bite, but I'm sitting on $20,000 in medical bills right now. I was just hoping out of the kindness of being my town mates, you'd give me a 1 year reprieve on, and give me till July 1st of next year to get my fence up.
Board?
You look at those invisible fences where you put the collar on the dog.
I wouldn't trust my dog with that, especially on a 50-mile-an-hour road.
Mm-hmm.
If he busted through that thing, he's gonna get killed instantly.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't trust him. He's a husky. And plus, his fur's thick, the sensor on his neck. I just wouldn't trust. If I lived, in a private neighborhood or something, I might trust that, but I just wouldn't trust the life of my dog on a 50-mile. I live right on Fort Bridgman Road,
Mm-hmm.
50-mile-an-hour road, and I'm right at the straightaway where, as Mr. Shippee mentioned, 100 miles an hour by my house. That's constant every day. There's somebody new in town has a new Rice Rocket motorcycle, and I know about it because he's blown by my house 100 miles an hour every day. Multiple times, actually.
How have things gone since the
I-
last incident?
Everything, I put my beware dog signs, I've never had issue. My dog's 7 years old, his life expectancy is 10 to 12, so he's almost lived most of his life, he's never bit anyone. It happened, the woman grabbed him by the head and he bit her. And I was found liable, $125,000, $100,000 liability, $25,000 medical bills. And I've never had an issue since. It was my fault. I clicked them and I misclicked it. Every time I put them on the runner, I always click it and I pull it and shut it and just make sure, because I don't want to go through this again, because second bite, they're gonna put him to sleep. You know what I mean? So I've never had an issue in the first 7 years. I haven't had an issue since. He's now 8 years old. And like I said, I really honestly don't feel I have to put the fence up, but I'll respect the town's wishes. I absolutely will. This is my town too. But it's not happening by July. As Mr. Shippee can't get his cars out by July 1st, I can't get a fence up by July 1st.
So
I can't.
he hasn't ended up breaking loose on you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And like I say, he didn't break loose. It was my fault. I misclipped him.
Yeah.
Absolutely on me.
Did we dictate that he puts a fence up? Okay.
So, what's your pleasure, Bill?
I move to allow one more year extension
Thank you.
before needing a fence because the dog is restrained otherwise when he's outside.
Is there a second?
A second.
Thank you.
Is there further discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim? I'm an
Thank you so much. Will I be getting a letter or anything, or we just verbal good? We have it on camera.
aye. Yeah, the camera will be in the minutes.
It'll be in the
Ladies and
minutes.
gentlemen, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your summer.
Yeah.
You too.
It's gonna be warm. Okay, we need to go into executive session on the custodial position. Dave, thank you.
Madam Chair, I move we enter executive session for the appointment or employment or evaluation of a public officer or employee, and we include the town administrator.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, Jeff? Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jimmy?
Aye.
And I, we are in executive session
Here it is.
at 7:11. Okay, we went into executive session at 7:11, we came out at 7:15, no action was taken. I'll entertain a motion. Under custodial.
Okay. Do we need a, yeah. I'd like to make a motion, we ratify the janitor's pay to $20 per hour.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Motion carries. Make a motion to adjourn. Our next meeting is July 2nd. And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Your second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned at 7:17.